Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece chapters 993 and 994. I missed 993 last week, so we're doing a double feature today. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, Perospero learned all about Big Mom's alliance with Kaido, so he and Marco parted ways. We also learned they had had a really short-lived alliance off-screen, which kind of taps into all my problems with the raid and how much of it is off-screen. But anyway, Carrot is heading there for revenge on Perospero for killing Pedro back on Whole Cake. And then meanwhile, the Akazaya, went to town on Kaido, including doing some actual damage to him. At least, I think like 4 of them got a hit on him at the same spot where Odin scarred him 20 years ago. And yeah, that's kind of where we left off last time. So let's jump right on into chapter 993, The Dream of Wano. We open with Gang Beach's Oh My Family, volume 36, Gody and Lola's Wedding. So I guess we're jumping right to that then. I feel like we only just escaped, what was it, the Marines? Was what they were running away from when they met Pound. But yeah, anyway. We open with the Flower Capital, where we have not really checked in since the raid started. It's the night of the Grand Fire Festival, and we see people in the streets laughing. Here in the Flower Capital, the lone place that flourishes in Wano, the smiles of the people cover up the fears and pressures that lurk behind them. They were able to survive because of the furtive belief the country would be saved by the Kozuki samurai one day, a legend that seemed plausible enough to support their faith. We see people celebrating in all the ways of the celebration. And we see this little girl, I wish this day would never end. And then this man with a sake cup won't have another drop to drink for an entire year once this festival's over. I'm an older man crying, damn it, if only Orochi didn't have Kaido backing him up. As a reminder, they have not heard the news that Orochi is super dead. Supposedly, again, there's still a theory that his fruit could allow him to regrow his head or whatever. But yeah, we're seeing how much the people are kind of chafing under Orochi's yoke. You know what I think? I think the Kozuki clan's battle is happening right now. I bet they recruited warriors from all over the world to help. And they went to Onigashima and sliced up Orochi and Kaido and raised hell. That's right, you tell them. Today's the day when everyone can speak their dreams aloud. Oh, I guess they can do that because all of Orochi and Kaido's men are over on Onigashima. They're kind of unwatched today. And we see a couple old men. Are those from the Smile Village? Because they are grinning in the way that Yasui was his name was grinning. This water is so fresh and delicious. What a day of luxury. The air is so fresh here. Breathe in all you want. No one will be executed today. It's the best day of the year. Orochi will be back, but for now, sing, dance, enjoy yourself, for today is the Fire Festival. And with that said, after checking in on Wano for the first time in months, we're thrown right back into Onigashima. Look out! Run away! Don't let them catch you! They'll slice you up! There's a bunch of Kaido men running away from someone. And Zoro asks, "What is that?" And we see this kind of Oni-looking guy who's grabbed a member of the Kaido crew. I'm not entirely sure who he's supposed to be. But Drake says that was Queen, which is weird, because that's not what Queen looks like. It really is a plague. Help, it's cold, I'm turning into an Oni. Wait, what is this? Yeah, they're being infected. Okay. And then we see Queen with his machine gun. Close the doors to every tower. This floor is finished. This is the shining jewel of my playgrounds, Ice Oni. And it looks on the top of page 6 here, that seems to be our guys. But at first it seems to be Kaido's guys. Which might just be that Queen doesn't really care about all the henchmen. Anyway, on the first basement level, we see Luffy. And he kicks someone out of the way. Out of the way, you! And then he grabs someone. Wait, Luffy. Oops. Someone grabs him, I mean. And it looks to be Sanji. But the Sanji on the top of page 7, his hands aren't on Luffy, and I don't see Luffy anywhere near him. Party table, kick course. And he does this kind of like circle kick on a bunch of beast pirates. And as some of them hit the ground, I guess like their commander or something, calls out to them, "Hey you'll pay for what you did to my guys. Prepare for a beatdown." And he has a gorilla. His hand turns into a gorilla. And it's the gorilla that says "prepare for a beatdown." And this is the guy's name, Briscola. "You won't get past me." And Sanji asks, "Why is the gorilla growing out of there?" It was Sanji who grabbed Luffy. As they're both shocked at this. "Oh, you're a couple wise guys, huh? Then why don't you tell me how a gorilla is supposed to grow?" And he readies an attack on Sanji, and Sanji just snaps, "How should I know? Gorilla punch, punch!" And the gorilla fist throws a punch of its own. And Sanji jumps out of the way. I don't think it hits Luffy either. I think they're both safe, but Sanji jumps up. Whoa, that was pretty powerful. And then, I think there's some more beast pirates that found them. So I'm on the Shueisha manga reader, like I always am, with One Piece especially, which makes some of the smaller panels very, very, very hard to make out. Anyway, hey, there's a bunch back there too. Alright, I'll take care of them. No, that's Luffy, who's seen them. Hey, there's a bunch back there too. Alright, I'll take care of them. And Sanji grabs him by the shoulder. "How many times do we have to tell you to conserve your strength for Kaido?" And Luffy snaps at Sanji. "It'll take you too long to handle all these guys alone." "Shut up. Is 10 seconds too long for you? I'll do it in 3. And just then, interrupting their fight, "Fishman karate? Shark brick fist! It's Jinbei! Who is seemingly taken out Briscola in one hit." "Oh no, Briscola!" And yet it is Jinbei who enters the room. "Luffy, Sanji, I figured I'd find you here." "Jinbei!" Luffy's just so happy to see him. "I'm getting you up to the roof. You must conserve your power." And Sanji, snaps at him. "Who put you in charge? I'm the one dragging Luffy along." "Oh, you are? Sorry." I like how everyone is willing to give, Jinbei, everyone... It feels like everyone's kind of asserting superiority over Jinbei, which is really funny given that he's an ex-Chichibukai. But also Jinbei just goes along with it. He's like, "Yeah, I've been here for a day. Y'all are the boss." Anyway, I think this is Sanji's line here. "The samurai should have reached the top of the battlefield. We ought to head there." And Luffy's shocked. "How do you know everything that's happening?" And no, I think it's Jinbei, and then Sanji says, "How do you know everything that's happening? Watch out, because if Luffy gets a chance to fight, he'll take it. I'll keep that in mind." Which is weird, because that line seems to imply that, that Jinbei is the one taking Luffy up to the top. But anyway, then we cut to a cat with a little eye piece of paper, in place of a face. And it's up in the rafters, watching Yamato chasing Momonosuke. Yamato and Momonosuke pass through the right brain tower. They're heading to the outside. "Got it, Bao Huang. This is King. The enemy strength is about 5,400. Most of them are samurai rallying around Odin's vassals." So Bao Huang seems to be whoever is communicating with King. I don't think we've ever met this person before. And I think this is the same. I think Bao Huang is this person, who can see through the cat paper or whatever. And for some reason she's hanging upside down. For reasons I don't know. I will say, there are too many characters in the raid. We don't need to add even more. Anyway, in other words, this is a rebellion of the Kozuki clan to restore their house to power. They seek to place Oden's son, Kozuki Momonosuke, upon the shogun's throne of Wano. Kill Momonosuke and bring his head to me. that will break the will of the samurai to fight. So this is seemingly going to Who's Who and Page 1 and Ulti. Specifically, we see Who's Who and Ulti. I think that's Who's Who, right? The horned masked guy is Who's Who. I think there was also a Sasaki in the Tobiropo. But that might be him. I don't know. The Tobiropo we've never really spent a whole lot of time with, so what can you do? Anyway, King continues. The pirates will be a separate matter, I suppose. Momonosuke's current location is. And then we cut to Yamato, Shinobu, and Momonosuke. As Yamato calls after them, "Hey, wait! Oh, give it a rest," Shinobu calls back. This kind of fanged, long-haired pirate guy. Got it. Found him. Take aim. Fire! Oh, this might be Sasaki, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Because I think I recognize him. I think like X Drake beat him up, if I'm not mistaken. Back at the beginning. Yeah. I just quick Googled it. Yeah, this is Sasaki, who aims his cannons at Shinobu and Momonosuke, and she like seemingly gets out of the blast, but she sees something that shocks her. Oh, it's a bunch of kunai knives coming straight towards her, and she guards Momonosuke with her body, coughing up blood. And Momonosuke exclaims, "Shinobu!" Yamato is trying to see what's happening. And Sasaki tells her, "Stay out of this, Kunoichi." And now this like Viking-looking guy, is I guess a member of Sasaki's group, with like an axe and seemingly some kind of lizard smile. But now this ends. Shinobu, and he's coming to like bring the axe down on Shinobu. And Shinobu tells him, "Run, Lord Momonosuke." And Momo thinks, "Run? Is that what a shogun should do?" But just then Yamato... I'm trying to tell what's going on with Yamato on that panel. Because my first thought is Yamato, like, gets in the way of the attack. Oh, yeah. It looks like Yamato beats down... Is this just some kind of weird panel composition? Yamato beats down Viking guy. And Momonosuke looks shocked. And then we get this panel of the Armored Division, who is Sasaki's troops. That's kind of the weird panel composition. I would normally expect a clearer panel of what happened after Yamato struck a Viking man. But that's not what we get. Anyway, Sasaki asks him, "So you intend to interfere with this, young Master Yamato?" And Yamato counters, "I'm not interfering. I'm fighting for Kozuki." And just then, we cut to the Skull Dome. We'll see more of that in the next chapter, I guess. And we see Kaido, who's lying on the ground, wounded after the strike, the strike that, the Akazaya did to him. "Sever his windpipe. Stop his breathing." And this is, Ashuramaru. "This fight ain't over until his head is severed." And just then, Kaido speaks, stopping them. "In your spirit, I saw the visage of Kozuki Oden. I could have let you..." And we see... Kinemon stops here. "I could have let you kill me, with each throb of my scar." And we see what looks to be a flashback of Momonosuke being captured 20 years ago. But then another panel of I think that this might be the moment that he got the scar 20 years ago. "With each throb of my scar, I remember. But you people are not Oden. We will never see a monster samurai of his like again. It is too shallow," and he like rises up. "You don't even have enough power to open up the old scar. You cannot do it." And Kaido readies his breath and roars. And he lets out these blade-looking things. Denjiro calls out, "Invisible slashes?" And one of them takes out Kiku's arm. Gets sent flying. At least the arm, if not more. Like the spot where her blood is a little too close to center for my liking. But the actual part of her body that goes flying is just the arm. And Izo and Kinemon both scream out, "Kiku!" and Kiku is just frozen in shock. Fuck. Okay. That's where this chapter leaves off. So let's just jump right on into the next one because I don't want to sit with that cliffhanger. Chapter 994. My other name is Yamato. And we have the final chapter of Gang Beach's Oh My Family. The blissful ship sails on through celebration cannons. And we see Beach's ship carries on, but they're being chased by, I think that's the Marines chasing them. But Beach doesn't seem too concerned about that. So anyway, let's jump right on in. With what looks like we're still in the Skull Dome. Yeah, we are. In the aftermath of Kaido's attack, Kiku hits the ground, her arm way away from her. Kaido looms over the battlefield. We see some of the Beast Pirates taking care of each other. As Inuarashi tells one of his musketeers, whose name I don't really remember, get away from the roof. Yes, sir. And we see Izo runs over to Kiku. Kinnamon's sword starts to glow, it looks like. Oh, it's some kind of... Right, I see what he's doing. I guess I had forgotten Kinnamon's powers a little bit. He's some kind of sword fire shit. But the point is he's using it to cauterize Kiku's stump. So that she doesn't bleed out. And Kinnamon asks her, "Can you stand Kikunojo?" Of course. I am in love with this shot of Kiku here. Just she's beaten down, but she's still just raring to go. Kiku is an icon, and she deserves the world. And Kaido laughs. Whoa. Yes, that's it. That sense of determination. I love the way of the samurai. Now Roger and Whitebeard, they did it right. And we see Inuarashi and Nekomamushi kind of breathing heavily. Probably because, the Sulong form takes a lot out of them, and they're maybe running out of steam there. That might be why that panel is thrown in there. Kaido continues, "It may not be the way of the times anymore," and he returns to his normal state. "But death is what completes a person. Isn't that true? So let's end this now." Kinnamon counters, "Don't be conceited, Kaido. There is no glory in losing to you." And now we move to the first castle level, back with Luffy, Jinbei, and Sanji. So I guess my confusion with them last time was actually because it looked like in 993 that Jinbei was coming with Luffy. It's Sanji and Jinbei coming together. Anyway, it's Straw Hat and Jinbei. They're really tough. Watch out! And they're just kind of ignoring Sanji. Rip to Sanji. And Luffy calls to them, "Hurry, we gotta get to Kinnamon." And Sanji kicks one of the guys. "Why didn't you mention Blackleg?" "Come on, we gotta move. I want to beat Kaido too." That is such a Luffy vibe. "You guys are pathetic." And we see this kind of rooster leg step in. "Oh, it's Fortrix and Hamlet. We can't slow these guys down, sirs." So now we have even more Beast Pirate members. Whereas like I've been saying for a while now, there are just too many characters here. Though I do loved Hamlet's smile for it. It's the same kind of thing that Briscola had with the gorilla, except it's a giraffe. And except it's all of the giraffe except the head. That is an icon right there, sir. I take back all my criticisms about the number of characters in this arc. That smile fruit is perfect. You'll see a Fortrix, who's a rooster. His head seems to be the rooster's butt, though, which is also a little much. His arms are also still there, as if he's a normal body that's just sticking out of a rooster ass. I guess. Anyway, Hamlet just says, "Ordinary, that word applies to you. Expectations? That's what we surpass." And Fortrix tells him, "Pipe down. The truly strong keep their mouths shut." And the chicken head balks behind him. And Sanji, just tired of all of this shit, just kicks the both of them down in an instant. "Stop growing like that!" Oh, Jinbei does too, he's also there. "Sir Hamlet, Sir Fortrix!" And the three of them just run off, not even giving a damn about Hamlet and Fortrix. Meanwhile, back on the performance floor, they're still dealing with all the ice Onis. I've been bitten. Wahahaha. I'm so cold. Help me. And some of the Beast Pirate henchmen call out, why did you do this to us, Master Queen? Gah! Oh, I guess the plague makes them laugh. Kind of like a smile does, I guess. Dahahaha! I'm so cold, I'm turning into an Oni! And... Oh, right, these are the pleasures. They are the smile fruits. Duh, I forgot about that. As Queen mentions, so what pleasures? All you do is laugh anyway. Maybe now you'll be useful, mwahaha. We see their transformation is continuing. Grah! And some of the samurai are like holding them back. Is this some plague? Don't let your skin touch them. Use weapons! And I think there's some more of Odin's guys, but they might also, I think they're actually samurai. What is he thinking? Queen's gone mad. The Oni are attacking friend and foe alike. And we see, someone called out to Hyogoro. Boss Hyogoro! Boss Osama has been infected! Oh, it's one of the other Yakuza bosses. I'm sorry, Boss Hyogoro. If I'm only going to harm my own people, then it's better to, we see he's with his last strength, has his sword, pushed up against his chest. No, you fool. Don't! And Osama turns to Hyogoro. I don't want to be a monster. There must be a cure. And if there's no other way, I'll cut you down. But never end it yourself. That doesn't seem to be... ending it yourself seems to be kind of a samurai thing. And then we see some more of the Onis. Stop it, my brother. You know me. We joined this pirate crew together. This is too cruel, Queen. How can you do this to your own? And we see Chopper, Robin, and Brook are holding back, against the Ice Onis. And Chopper tells the other two, I can't whip up an antidote and administer it to all of these Onis in the midst of battle. It's practically impossible. And Brook asks, then, but Chopper continues, but unlike back in Udon, the mastermind behind the virus is right here. Whoever cultivates that virus must also have the antibodies. If we can just get those, then I can make a ton of medicine. And Brook looks up and sees that it's Queen, and it had to be a lead performer. Stealing the antidote will be a tall task. I don't really remember much of the virus back in Udon. But also that was a while ago, and a lot has happened since then, so... Anyway, Chopper continues, I'm less worried about the way they're going out of control than I am about the after effects. It's increasing their ferocity and muscle mass while freezing the skin. The body just can't handle that kind of stress. And we see Zoro was also there. So I guess Zoro and Drake are near... Oh, yeah, because we saw Zoro and Drake when the Onis first started, so I guess they're all in the same space. Zoro asks, what can we do to keep them down? What are they, zombies? And Robin asks, but if we just abandon the infected, then... And Queen chimes in with his megaphone. They'll die. Wahaha. If you get infected, you'll last an hour at best. Who's been turned into an Ice Oni? Your friend? Your boss? Your subordinate? Mwahaha. So yeah, it's not going well for much anyone right now. They might be as strong and lively as they've ever been in their lives. Make sure you hug them one last time before they go. Catch the fever. Don't miss it. Mwahaha. We see everyone is kind of trying to hold back the Onis. And Apu watches all of this. Another sick new weapon. That guy's a real piece of work. I'm getting off this floor. Open the door already. And we see Queen calls him. Hey, brother Apu. Huh? What's this? Oh, he tosses something down to Apu. And it's the antibodies. The only antibodies in the world. Oh, for the Ice Oni? If they take that from you, I'll slaughter you myself. Excuse me? Oh, Queen doesn't want to deal with the fight. He doesn't want this. He's letting them fight Apu instead of him. And then Queen continues, okay, I think we're ready to start. Queen presents Game Night. Oh, excuse me. I feel a burp. There we go. You gotta give him a fighting chance or it ain't no game. Killing, betrayal, no rules whatsoever. And everyone hears an antidote? Antidote? And Apu is quickly realizing the situation he's been placed in. Let's play some freeze tag. And Chopper calls out, Zoro, grab that from him! You got it! Don't let the enemy have it or our guys will die! Don't let the samurai recover. Is one of the other Kaido guys. But with that, Zoro is now actively chasing down Apu. What are you thinking, Queen? This is insane! You can play keep away for an hour, you win, Apu. They'll all be dead. Mwahaha. Steal and kill, do whatever it takes. And with that, we get to the actual chapter title. It's time to see Yamato. Right brain tower inside the dome. And Sasaki asks Yamato, do you really think you can get away with them under your arms, young master? Momonosuke asks him, who are you? And Yamato's just silent for a moment while he checks on Shinobu. And Sasaki continues, all we have to do is kill that boy and our mission is complete. And Shinobu tells him, I don't know who you are, but if you're, this is to Yamato, but if you're on our side, please, I beg of you, save Lord Momonosuke. And Yamato tells her, I'll save you too, Shinobu. I saw you 20 years ago, at the execution of Kozuki Oden. We see like a younger Shinobu at the execution. And Shinobu just asks, huh? And Momo just stares at him. Here's Shinobu at the execution. So tell me again, who are you calling a fool of a lord? Oh, the bottom one I think was Yamato at the execution, I think. It's been a while since I read that storyline. Your words brought tears to my eyes. The life of Kozuki Oden brought tears to my eyes. And then there's a huge explosion that seems to have hit Yamato, maybe? Maybe he was able to, like, blast it back? And as the dust clears, Yamato continues, Momonosuke, on that terrible day, I ran to Kuri to save your life. Huh? How? How are you fine? Oh, fine about the explosion. Yeah. And Yamato continues, but I'm sorry. All I could do was watch, as Kaido dangled you over the edge. And Sasaki looks in shock as he realizes Yamato is still perfectly fine. And Yamato readies his giant, like, cane thing. Back then, I didn't have the strength. And he, like, swings it. And, like, the wind pressure knocks one of Sasaki's guys back, slams him into the wall. And Sasaki looks in shock at that. And Momo asks, who are you? I used your father's name earlier, but my other name is Yamato, and I would die for you. Next chapter hits November 15th. Okay, this is just a fun time, all around. Let's start with a quick look into 993 before we, first, of course, we see, like I kind of mentioned earlier, for the first time, just, like, normally people aren't allowed to be open about how much they hate Orochi and how miserable they all are, but at long last, you know, one night a year, they get to just be honest with themselves. And it's nice to check in with the actual people of Wano, to kind of remind us, like, the on-the-ground people that we're fighting for. It's not just, you know, to stop Kaido, it's not just to avenge, Oden, it's for these people, who are suffering under the yoke of Orochi and Kaido, or just Kaido for now. Then we get, Briscola, and Sanji, Jinbei, and Luffy, which are a great trio. There's some more great shit in 994. Like I mentioned earlier, love the fucking giraffe arm. It's just so funny. It's like, what a mind Oda has to come up with that shit. But then we also see, Yamato step in, instead of just chasing down Momonosuke to now helping him. And then, of course, the big climax of 993 is the arm. And Kiku is mostly fine, you know, she's no longer bleeding out thanks to the flaming sword. But it shows that Kaido still has plenty of fight left in him. We don't actually see much of that in 994 beyond Kaido going back into his normal form. To continue the fight, maybe, I don't know, I figured he's stronger as a dragon, so I'm kind of curious, maybe he wants to kill them as a man? Wants to give them that honorable death that he's talking about? Even if Kinemon does not see there being any honor, in losing to Kaido. But anyway, then we get the Onis, and Zoro versus Appu, which has been teased a couple of times now. This is not the first time we've been promised a Zoro-Appu fight. Maybe this time it'll actually happen. And that way Chopper can deliver the antidote to all of the Onis, at least the samurai Onis, maybe not the Beast Pirate Onis, though maybe Chopper would still save them anyway. I don't know. Either one. But yeah, the other question is, I'm hoping, just because of my general frustrations with the raid in general, a part of me is scared that we're just gonna skip that part and skip to Zoro already having the antibodies, which is just kind of exhausting. It would just be kind of frustrating. But hopefully it won't turn out like that. But then we end back with Yamato, as Yamato kind of explains a little bit of who he is to Momo, and stares down Sasaki. So a lot of things happening here. It's not a focused chapter like 992 was in most of its run. It's checking in on a bunch of different places. Though I will say 993 and 994 do kind of work as a pair, given that they're mostly covering, each of them has a little bit to the same sets of characters. They both have Luffy and his quest through the Skull Dome. They both have Yamato and Momonosuke. They both have the Oni storyline. They both have the fight with Kaido. But yeah, the big thing here is the big change here, the big unexpected twist is the thing with the Ice Onis. And now the hour-long game to try to save the Onis. And what's going to happen with that remains to be seen. There's still plenty of other characters who can step in here. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapters and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!